And here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, believers, hivelings, and everyone in between, I am your host, the Golden Ace, a.k.a. the Ace of WVW, a.k.a. Isaac. And today is
the
a
High
good...
Father, a.k.a. the Ace of Friday.
That too. And if you hear
no. The Ace, no, he is the Golden Ace of Fridays.
You had something going there, and then it fell out.
No, the fans said you're the Fridays.
Fridace.
Yes, you're the Fridays. It's one word, not two. Fridays. You are Fridays.
I dig it. No, I dig it. I it had me in the first half. I'm like, you know what? It came around. So yeah, I got it. It's good. I like it.
They're not saying they're not saying you're the Fridays. You are Resolution Fridays.
Nice. I dig it.
I dig it. Thank you, Steve.
So, thank you for that wonderful new nickname.
No. Hang on. We are not talking about that on Golden Report. We will save that for Stafford Report because we got some stuff to answer.
Is it what I think it is about?
We will talk about that on Savage Report.
Okay, fair enough.
This is Golden Report. This is a news show. This is not a WVPW show.
Yes, and so here's the thing. First of all, I'm representing two things. Well, two things today. First thing I'm representing is Duke basketball today. Because Duke, we have the North Dakota State Bison today in the NCAA tournament, first game of the NCAA tournament, and I'm not taking them lightly. I'm not. Is it going to be a win? Probably.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
There are a few people who actually asked this before.
Mm-hmm.
Can you actually explain the NCAA tournaments compared to the hot damn regular NBA tournaments? Because there is a lot of big differences.
Okay, you're saying the difference between the NBA playoffs and the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, because the tournament to me is actually much more competitive.
Okay, so here's the thing. The difference between the two is the NBA tournament, it only has 8 seeds in the East and the West. Only 16 teams get in total in the NBA and the NBA playoffs. So you either get the 1 through the 8 seed on the East and 1 through the 8 seed on the West. Then you play, I think it's the same, you play like the 8 seed plays like the 1 seed and so on and so forth. And then you play in 7 games. Well, I think the first you play in like 7 games.
Like 5 games.
Yeah, I think it's a best of 5. And then the next every round after that. Every round after that is a best of 7. So, and then in the NCAA tournament, by the way, every game in the NBA playoffs is a best of series, a best of 5 or a best of 7. That's it. So best of 5, first one to 3 wins the series. Best of 7, first one to 4. First to 4. So that's how that goes. In the NCAA tournament, you have 68 teams from all around the country. And all these teams are coming from the best conferences, like the ACC, to not even the worst, but to the different conferences, like the Ohio Valley Conference or the MAC Conference, or whatever. And you have all these teams. And then all these teams play for different spots. You have to win now, unless you're 1 through 25, if you're ranked 1 through 25 at the end of the season, you're in. You're automatically in. Well, not automatically, but you still have to win your tournament to get in, unless you're still ranked at the end of the season. For the smaller teams, like for a team like Old Dominion University, like we have here, or what's a small college like National College in Texas? Like if you're a team like
Baylor.
Like Baylor, for example. If Baylor had to get in for Baylor to get into the NCAA tournament, they had to win their conference. They had to win their conference tournament. They had to win the Big 12. So like that, or go even smaller. Let's say even a team like TCU had to win their conference.
Hang on. Okay, Isaac.
Yes.
They got to slow it down because somebody. I mean, this is an interesting question because it's not really wrestling, but this is a news show, and you know, hey, Isaac Show, cover what you want. The question to you is: so they understand the main point, but you said 68 teams.
Yes.
Does that mean a lot that like a bulk of the lower that may not be in the 25, but like maybe be in the top, say 30 or 40? A lot of the other teams have to play off in like quote unquote preliminaries to get into the bigger share of the tournament.
Yes, actually, that's what I was getting at, because before this tournament started, there's 68 teams qualify for the NCAA tournament. 68. 68 of those that are in play in what we call the first four. The first four is 8 games within a 2-day period that start off right before the, like, for example, on the 19th and the 20th, 2 games were played on the 19th, 2 games were played on the 20th. And then on the 21st, yesterday, the actual tournament started. So yeah, on the 19th and 20th, 2 games were played. 2 on the 19th, 2 on the 20th. With that being said, whoever won those games, like one team was playing, like on 2 days, one team was playing for a 16 seed, and then the other 2 teams were playing for an 11 seed. On the 20th, same thing. Team was playing for 16 seed, another team was playing for an 11 seed. The winner of those go into the brackets and fill those extra spots that need to be filled. They either play a 6th-ranked team or they play a number 1 seeded team, a 6th-seeded team or a number 1 seeded team. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. So, and then the thing about the tournament is it's single elimination, meaning if you don't win, your season's over, and you keep going until you reach the Final Four. Well, if you really want to go further, you reach the national title and become national champions. Then there's the idea of what we call a Cinderella. They call it a team of Cinderella because certain teams are not expected to get far and they get really far. Last year was a team called Loyola Chicago. They went really far. I think they got to like the Elite 8 before they fell out. Yeah, they got to the Elite 8 and then they lost. This year, my pick to go that far is a team called the Murray State. Excuse me, is a team called the Murray State Racers. I'm imagining them going pretty far.
I apologize. That was my son's school calling because he's being a jerk off. That.
Okay.
I didn't leave the show. I had to go because phone call.
Okay. So like I was saying,
I still heard you. That was a good way to explain.
You heard what I said?
Yeah, they can hear you. I did.
Okay.
I actually understand it.
Okay. Do we have any other?
The person that said that says, I'm kind of starting to not be a fan of the NBA just because it's more or less predictable. Like, especially the playoffs are predictable. And one of my friends said that I should try to get into college basketball. And I asked my friend, should I really get into it locally? He says, to be honest, most college basketball fans aren't a fan of their local team. They just support their local team. They're usually a fan of other teams. And
yeah, says, like me, for example. Like me, for example.
He said because in college basketball, it's a lot different style.
Yeah, it really is. It's more fundamental style versus.
I mean, it's like the NFL. You know, Isaac's a big fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm from Texas.
Right.
I'm actually from Dallas. They play in Irving. I used to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. Now I've kind of gotten into other teams because certain things about them interest me. Certain players interest me just for different reasons. I won't say that I have a team that I'm an absolute fan of. I enjoy different teams for different reasons. I still hope the Cowboys do well. I just like insulting them because 5 hosts on this show are Cowboys fans.
Besides, the thing about, and that's how I am with college football. I don't have a favorite team in college football. I just love watching it. But if you are looking to get into college...
Okay, we're not going to talk about what the fucking football teams that Adam Matthew Audet, like, his favorite team is like his winning record. It sucks because nobody likes the Vikings.
I mean, it's not inaccurate.
Jesus Christ. Oh, go ahead, Isaac. Go ahead. Just
So
finish what you were saying. Let's get the show going.
the other thing about it is the college. I like college football because I don't have a favorite team. It's just really entertaining. It is. College football is entertaining.
That's me with NFL, and I get it. That's me with college football too.
And then if you're looking to get into college basketball, this is probably the right time to do it, because if you watch some of the games, you're going to see things you've never seen before. You're going to see upsets. You're going to see people cry. You're going to see.
You're not going to see one team dominating the sport for 10 years.
Exactly. Every year it's different. Now, granted, there are consistency teams that are just going to be consistently good, like Duke, like Kentucky, like Kansas, like Louisville, teams like that. Those teams are just going to be consistently. Auburn is one of those teams that they're not like on the level that Duke and Kansas are, who have been always historically good. But they're one of the thing about college basketball is you have teams that are consistently good versus historically good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like in football, like in college football, there are going to be teams that are historically good, like they're just good, like your Penn States, your Michigans, your Ohio States, your Alabamas.
Okay, I want to add this. The difference between college basketball and college football, because they said they like college football. College football is very based on the current teams they have. You know, if they have like, you know, their players are only going to be there maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 if you're lucky.
Yeah, so, depending on eligibility.
Like basketball, like Duke, Kentucky, they switch. You can pretty much guarantee they switch teams every year.
Oh, yeah,
most
because
players are going to be different.
Yeah, because most of the kids who come in to play for a freshman year, they only stay in 1 year, depending on how good they are. And then they're leaving.
Yeah, you get a few that might stay, but it's always different players. And with college basketball, you'll see that the coaching is really what it boils down to.
Oh, yeah.
Not really necessarily the individual team. Because, I mean, in football, it's mostly that you're good for these years. You have these certain players, and once those players leave.
Well, unless you're Alabama. Where you can do good with just about anybody. So, because that's how they work. In football or basketball. In football. Alabama football.
Yeah, that's because Alabama has some of the best They have the best scouting
staff. And they have one of the greatest coaches in Nick Saban, too. So.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's one of those rarities because anywhere else, all the other teams that are good, even Michigan, they don't.
Yeah, they don't have. They're I see what you're saying.
It's not the players. It's definitely. I mean, it's the players, not the coaching. Because you know, any school. I mean, Alabama's an exception because they have some of the best football recruiting budgets in the nation. And that's
Absolutely.
A lot of what it has to do with. But anyways, I'm comparing the two because people are asking, and I'm sorry, we're not wasting time. We don't want to hang Wait, we're going on this for 10 minutes now.
Yeah, no, it was a great question.
It
was a great question.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I basically interrupted the intro to get into that.
No, it's cool.
Because I knew that was a blockbuster question. Like, I will interrupt you for that. And I don't mean that unprofessionally, but, you know, the fans come first. That's not even something that you would do. And they said, what is a team you'd recommend, you know, checking out? Like, you know, that's not one of the big teams. Like a team you would say check out that I could get behind that may not be one of the quote-unquote meta teams.
College football, if you're looking to get into college football, college basketball, basketball only, I recommend a team that's not one of the – I would recommend you pick a team like a Baylor or a Murray State. When I say a team like that, pick a team that's like that is poised to make a deep run. Because a team like Murray State, like they're my team to like make a deep run in this tournament. Maybe not win it, but make a deep run. Pick a team like that. Maybe a team like Villanova. They're consistently good. They always have find the right talent to keep them going. I pick a team like that. So if I had to say pick one outside of the big five of teams, I'd say pick Villanova, the Villanova Wildcats. They've got the talent, they've got the coaching prowess, and they're definitely dangerous. They're definitely a good team to follow.
What college basketball team would you personally consider to be the golden powers of the sport? I mean, that's not
this. Yeah, I'm not saying this is biased because I'm wearing their hat. I mean this like.
I was gonna say, Duke. Just go.
No.
I mean,
no. I'm not saying that, and I was gonna say Duke, but it's not because of bias. Granted, I'm a Duke fan. I have been for a long time. I'd say Duke anyway because everybody, their factory. They call it that, is a factory of college basketball. People want to play. If you are a top prospect in high school, coming out of high school, you're looking for somewhere to play. You're either picking Duke. Duke is on everybody's list to play at. Duke, Kansas, or Kentucky.
They have the best football budget in the nation, and they use it. So
you mean basketball, right?
It's the best place.
You mean basketball, right?
Yeah, basketball. I'm sorry. Yes, best basketball. I'm thinking of Alabama. They do have one of the best budgets. Duke is actually one of the most prestigious schools in the U.S.
Yes, I've actually set foot on that campus and inside the Cameron Indoor Stadium. It was humbling.
Were you gonna go? Were you gonna go there?
I did not have the money to get into Duke or the grades, so I did not have the grades or the money to get into Duke or the athletic ability. So
when I was in high school, I was a quarterback for our team. We won 2 state. 2 with me as a quarterback. I was there for 3, and I was getting recruiters. And at the time, Duke was not that school, okay. But you know what's funny? Or not, Duke was not one of the schools because I had a buddy who was in basketball, and he kept getting letters from Duke. Everybody kept saying, "Dude, they may not have the best team, but they have some of the best facilities. And to be honest, they're one of the best opportunities if you're looking to go into the NBA or one of the underscores of that."
Anyway, let's
And he ended up not taking the Duke deal, and I'm telling y'all right now that like two years after that, that's when Duke started being a thing, like just a consistent thing. My friend says, worst decision I ever made, not taking the Duke deal. Because he would have got a full scholarship in everything if he went to. I mean,
for basketball or football?
Let me put it to y'all. Let me tell you. No, this is basketball. Let me tell y'all this. Duke has the absolute one of the best overall sports programs in the nation for all of it, including baseball. They may not have the team, but their sports budgets
are ridiculous.
Are absolutely amazing. And if you're like. If you have family and they're good at sports and they're going to look for a school, and like even basketball, not just basketball, baseball, football, if it's your sister or cousins, getting into the volleyball, tennis, whatever, they have the best sports budget of any college campus in the United States. They offer the best programs. Their teams may not all be the best in every sport, but their facilities, their campus, their programs, they have the best programs, and they put emphasis on their sports, and they still help you get your grades. They still have a good balance. Some schools that are more sports focused have a little bit of a terrible time with focusing on the school grades. But Duke is not one of them, and to be honest, I am a Duke fan sheerly for that, because they do foster a lot of future professional athletes.
They do.
So I wanted to get that out. I want to get my. I mean, as far as basketball, college basketball, I don't have a team. I mean, I don't have a favorite. I enjoy watching college basketball more than NBA, because ever since the freaking LA Lakers with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal were winning every goddamn year, basketball has had that tone. Right now, that team is the Golden State Warriors. And that's the unfortunate side. Basketball is very predictable. You're going to have a few years in between the teams. That's going to be like 2 to 3 teams winning it every year, and then you're going to have the team for years to come. And that's just the way the NBA works. It's not because they want it to be that way. It's just they have the biggest talent at the time. Golden State Warriors, to be honest, comparatively in the 2000s to the Lakers, they're actually even better than the Lakers. I can't ever say they're better. I can honestly compare them to the 1990 Chicago Bulls. Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say about that?
I'm not a... You said you compare who to the Warriors to the Bulls?
Yes, they're comparable to the 1990 Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I can't even deny that. But you had to. I'm not big into pro basketball as much as I am into college. So, but here, let's get on with the show. First, I want to give a shout out to. First of all, shout out to Tai Chi. He celebrated a birthday this past week.
How old is he?
Give me a second. Yeah, he celebrated a birthday. I saw on his Twitter he was celebrating with his fellow Suzuki Gun members. He turned on the 19th. He is 39. He's 39
because he has a very I look 60 face.
Yeah, he turned 39 and on the 19th.
So Suzuki looks younger than he does. He's not an ugly person. He's not very visually appealing for the gimmick he has. Because when he has that mask on there, you're thinking with that hair, oh my God, he's a supermodel singer and a damn good wrestler. Takes the mask off. Oh my God, what the fuck is that? Who are you? What'd you do with Tai Chi? Put the mask back on.
It is kind of not disheartening, but like it is kind of like wow.
I feel like it's kind of a troll when you think about it. When he has the mask on, you're thinking he's a 20-something. Late 20s, early 30s guy, going to be good looking, going to have that pretty Japanese pretty boy type of face. And he sings, and he actually has an amazing voice. And he has
Ronda Rousey will have some thoughts on that.
And he has Neil Abe, who's very, very appealing.
Yeah.
And then he takes that mask off, and he just ruined everything.
So that's the first shout out. Second shout out, I want to give a shout out to Matt Cross, aka if you remember him. If you remember,
hang on. I was said no. I do not hate Tai Chi. I'm actually a huge fan of Tai Chi.
He is though.
He's actually one of my favorites.
Hello, David. We got Mitt said happy TGIF, and we got a hello from David Tebow. Hello, how you doing? Anyway, so
happy Book of Dilligath Day.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so shout out to Matt Cross, who, if you remember Matt Cross, he appeared at All In. He took on MJF in the opening match of All In. He also, if you remember,
who's he signed with now?
He's still in the Indies. He's still running all over the Indies. But I'm getting to him because on in a promotion called Old Wrestling, that's OLDE Wrestling, he's become the longest reigning champion in that in that promotion. And he is he reached 2,000 days as champion.
Somebody said, man, he's been a champion for 2 centuries. No wonder it's called Old Wrestling.
Yeah, no, he 2,000 days as champion. That's surpassing Frank Gotch, George Hackenschmidt, and Ed the Strangler Lewis. 2,000 days. He just reached that. He reached that over his year. He personally said that it's one of his crowning achievements. I'm very happy for him. So, very happy.
Strangler Lewis sounds like a fucking serial killer. That's actually a wrestler.
So that's the second shout out I want to get to. But now let's get to.
Okay, I got a question. If somebody was to mention the name, when you hear the Ed the Strangler Lewis, what's the first image that comes to your mind? I want to ask everybody, including and Isaac. I want you to think about that for a minute and then answer. What's the first image that comes to your mind when you hear the name Ed the Strangler Lewis?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Oh, think about it for a minute. Think hard and actually try to get an image of what you think this man would look like. Like you did, like even though you're a wrestling fan, I'm not asking you to pretend you're not. And you just heard that name. I want you to really think about that for a minute. Tell me what comes to mind.
He's probably look like a serial killer.
All right.
Huh?
You think the guy's going to look like a serial killer? Right?
Yeah. Huh.
All right.
Weird.
All right, that's not.
Anyway, so
No, not that.
Anyway, so that's the first thing we're gonna get to. Second thing.
So, question, Isaac.
Huh?
This is a serious question.
Okay.
Would this guy right here have ever come to mind when you hear that name? And I guess that is not what you expected when you hear that name, right?
Well, I mean, he does have the serial killer vibe. He has the intimidation vibe too. So.
Yeah, but I've seen he is so old school. He was actually the legendary Lou Thesz's manager, who, by the way, Lou Thez is the second longest recognized combined title reign of all time.
Wow.
And that's in all of pro wrestling. The only person that has held the longest combined title reign over Lou Thez is Bruno Sammartino.
Well, I figured that. As soon as you said that the only person who has more than this is, and I was gonna say it's Bruno, isn't it? So
yeah, I mean, the only person that is actually even up there with those two is Verne Gagne with his 16 world title reigns, and I mean actual 16 world title reigns, not bullshit short run like John Cena or kayfabe 16 time like with Flair when he actually has 28.
Huh.
That's only 16 recognized title reigns under WWE.
I dig it.
Ric Flair's actually held it might not be 28. Hulk Hogan might have actually held 28. Ric Flair held it somewhere in the mid-20s, like 24 to 28, somewhere in there.
Okay, so
anyways, go ahead.
All right, so that's good. Then what's up, Jose? All right, so the next thing I'm going to get into is Allie has signed to AEW. And
now Allie will be advertising her I Cannot Believe It's Not Butterface in AEW.
Okay.
You said what you want to, but you said it on.
I know I did. I know I said it. But so she's headed to AEW. It's unclear whether she will be a Double or Nothing, maybe. But this is good. She said that on the Demon Bunny Twitter page, it said that, well, since Allie's in AEW now and Rosemary's still in Impact, will they still do stuff? Will they still be doing stuff together? And I said, well, I can't imagine they wouldn't be, honestly.
Because AEW is signing non-exclusivity
exactly.
contracts.
Right. So
because
they're
actually running a little bit better business model.
Yeah. They say, well, they're not running if you sign with us, you're stuck with us. We'll run you through everything. We're going to change your character. We're going to give you a whole bunch of other stuff, and whatever we give you, you're going to stick with it.
So Ring of Honor is also doing AEW type contracts now since Dalton Castle made his 205 Live debut Tuesday.
No, that is true. So
we actually covered that on Next too. I said that in a dark match they had the Gun Boys took on the War Raiders.
Huh.
So
that's
got
news.
That joke going. What?
No, I say that's news to me. I know you're joking, but still.
Did we actually on a fair question? Somebody asked, did we ever see War Raiders and them boys in New Japan?
Yes, they both were. Not at the same time. They were there though. There was a time where the Briscoes were the
match. Did we ever see a match with them? Because they said I'm thinking there was a fatal 4-way tag with the Guerrillas of Destiny, them, the Bucks.
No, I think I know what you're talking about because I think it was one I remember. It was War Machine. They were War Machine at the time. It was War Machine, Guerrillas of Destiny.
And the Bucks.
No, it wasn't the Bucks. They weren't heavyweights yet. The match with the Bucks was when it was the Bucks and Roppongi Vice, Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. But the heavyweight, it was the Bucks, War Machine. It was the War Machine, Brothers of Destiny, and I want to say it was KES.
Did you want to say it was the Briscoes, War Machine, and Gorillas of Destiny?
Let me check. Hang on. Because it was at the G1 special, the first one they did. G1 special.
Tactics, top of war failure, we came together, aim to kill.
It was a G1 special in 2017.
Can you dig it?
Yeah, it was. What was this thing? Chaos, LIJ, Hangman. Yeah, War Machine. No, that was just 101. So no, never mind. It wasn't that.
War Raiders versus the War Machine versus them boys. That'd be a great match, though.
It would be. It would be. So there was that, and then
yeah, go ahead and finish so we can go ahead and move on to the next topic.
Yeah, so there's that. So, but yeah, Ali is in AEW now. I'm happy for her, to be honest.
And I'm gonna say this, not to cut you off. I'm adding to this. James will actually be talking about that in a little bit more details, opinions, thoughts, and his possible predictions of how she may fit into that already pretty damn good growing roster of great female athletes.
Absolutely, you have Nyla Rose, you got Dr. Britt Baker. You got Penelope Ford. You got Kylie Ray. It's pretty stacked in there too. So it's pretty stacked. Brandy herself, she's running it, but she's going to be says she may get in the ring herself. So there's a lot in there. There's a lot of budding talent in there that you just love to see. You love to see that. And so a lot of people are. Some people, huh?
Oh, Tennille Dashwood signs with them.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying
she's a great wrestler, though. Like, everybody sleeps on Tennille Dashwood. She's such a great wrestler.
A lot of people are saying that that they hope that with AEW coming up the way it is, AEW Tessa might go there, Taya Valkyrie, but. Although I have my doubts about Tessa because she said she's been trying to get into WWE for the longest time, which I think she will succeed at. But
I hope she doesn't.
Yeah, I do too. She's a legitimate threat. And she's like not even in her mid-20s. She's 23 years old. She's got so much time.
As old as Tully Blanchard is like old as fuck.
Yeah.
And she's young as hell.
She's 23.
Yeah, well, I mean, that old man must have been getting it up in his fucking 80s or something, man. Shit.
Moving on. Mitt asked a question. He said, we got a troll in here. Somebody said that Kofi for WWE champion. Somebody said New Day is AEW bound as soon as their contracts are up. It's not confirmed. Somebody said, I hope Keith.
That is the rumor. That is a rumor people were speculating, but I've already given. I don't remember if it was with you or if it was with Imai and them, but I feel like that because Imai really talked in depth about this. If you didn't hear it, go back and listen to Imai's show on Wednesday morning. But I honestly don't feel like that actually.
No, neither do I.
But you never. I mean, you got to remember, a lot of these guys, AEW isn't hyping itself. Okay.
No.
They aren't hyping this. The fans and the community. These guys are social media's darling. They know that is the way to promote nowadays, and they're just doing enough so all of us promote for them, and it's working. That comment right there is promoting AEW, and Cody Rhodes would like to extend his hand to thank you.
Yeah, Cody did announce he was very happy. For a lot of people,
comment. There's my response to the troll. If that wasn't,
somebody was saying, a lot of stars took to Twitter. Sienna or Allison Kay, so people know her. She took to Twitter saying, "Congratulate, Ali. This is the Ali getting signed to AEW is the equivalent of somebody working hard for it, and their hard work paying off." She got shot out for Mia Yim. Like a bunch of people were just shouting her out. I think the only person I didn't see, Rosemary say anything, but I feel like they were around each other all the time, so they probably told her personally. But
I feel like Rosemary's not saying anything because I feel like Rosemary stays in character, and I feel like that she could probably be breaking her character to comment.
Yeah. However, she is trying to get what's his name, a new name. So Andrew Everett. Speaking of which, shout out to Andrew Everett. Hope you get better soon. Hope that you get that knee surgery you need. Man has a question. He said, Isaac, since Allie is in AEW, does this mean we'll see Rosemary? Maybe.
It's a possibility.
It is a major possibility because she's took to Twitter multiple times to say if once her contract's up, even when she did sign, her contract wasn't close to being up before she even resigned, she said she wasn't going to WWE. So
she wasn't going to the E of W's.
Yes. She said that on Twitter multiple times. Even like I said, mind you, she said that before she resigned or extended her contract for 2 years. So yeah. Because you remember that picture that what I showed you about her sense of humor where she said that don't hold your breath. She said, I hope to see you in NXT. She said, don't hold your breath. But if you insist on holding your breath, and then Joker Jeff eating popcorn. So.
And hold on.
So yeah. So yeah, that is yeah, I hope that works out. So yeah, this is gonna be good.
What? I'll come back by really?
So,
Isaac?
well, yes.
We got another comment.
Okay.
So, how many years is Rosemary's contract?
2 years. She signed for another 2 years.
And I sighed because they said, and then there was, I knew this was coming. That's exactly, so 2 more years until we see Rosemary at NXT. UK.
No. Still no. Here's the thing. I have faith. Here's what I think. I believe Triple H will find something to do with it. If he is presented, I believe Triple H is his mind for the business where if he is given something like Rosemary's character, he will find a way to make it work. I firmly believe that. I do. But the thing about Triple H, the thing about that is, and the one thing that we all know as lovers of NXT, it is what is going to happen when they are done with NXT.
That's why the guy said I said NXT UK because it doesn't seem like there's as much chance you're going to get called up to main roster when you're more of a UK star.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So it is the inevitability of what is going to happen to you once you get to the main roster. And
because it seems like, as I said, since UK came out, Triple H took over in 205. It's pretty noticeable that they move stars around, like established NXT guys like Cassius Ohno to help further the others. Or Dakota Kai's case, when they weren't doing a whole lot with her in NXT, they put her on NXT UK.
Yeah.
And featured her as a more prevalent athlete on NXT after that.
Yeah.
She would lose matches on UK, but go back to NXT and win, which is still the bigger stage. Because in Triple H universe, NXT is bigger than 205, even though 205 is technically considered main roster. So Rosemary in NXT universe could go to UK and not have, or could go to NXT and move to the NXT UK brand and be bigger and not be, because they said it doesn't look like a lot of those people are going to get called up, save for Pete Dunne.
Oh yeah, Pete's main roster. Let's be real. Pete and maybe Mustache Mountain. on SmackDown, in the SmackDown tag team division. That's just me.
Hey, look, another team to get lost in the shuffle behind New Day, Usos, and the Bar.
Okay, point taken. Anyway, so
and they said no disrespect to New Day. Also, got another question.
Yes.
Does Kofi Kingston take the title at Mania?
If they don't want to riot in New York City, yes. Just saying. Or if
it's just no, this is an actual better question. When Kofi wins it at WrestleMania, do you think it's going to be just so he has his WrestleMania moment, or do you think there's going to be any length to his reign?
The sad part is, it's probably the former. That's the sad part. That is the tragic part of it. Because
somebody said, and they only cite that Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental title in that ladder match.
Exactly. That is exactly what I was going to say. Because if you look at Zack, when Zack won that, we were thinking, oh, Zack's going to take off to the moon now. And then he loses it to The Miz the next.
Oh, my God, they're actually doing something with him for a change.
And then he lost it to The Miz the next day.
With his dad there.
Exactly. Like, I still have no idea why they did that. None.
Because Vince McMahon was just trying to give the WrestleMania fans and the Monday After Raw fans something to do because there were
here's if you want WrestleMania to be terrible. Not exactly terrible. If you want WrestleMania, this year's WrestleMania, to really anger a lot of people, have Charlotte win and have Kofi lose,
and have Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns go 40 minutes.
Yeah, no. Here's the way to frustrate Mania for Mania to be terrible. Brock retains, Charlotte wins, not Ronda. Charlotte wins, and Kofi doesn't win. Those are the three things.
Undertaker face John Cena and have Cena win,
or something crazy like that. Those are the three things.
All of those.
There's just so many things that can go wrong at WrestleMania. That if they go wrong, it could be just disastrous.
And have Vince McMahon face Finn Balor as the Demon and win.
That would just send people over the edge. Anyway, just
that's what I'm saying. Like this is we're just like the most terrible wrestle, and also have Hulk Hogan wrestle a match. Like doesn't matter against two, just Hulk Hogan in a match there.
The thing about it is, but the thing is, if Kofi doesn't win, then it's gonna look like if Kofi doesn't win and he loses clean, it's just gonna be a repeat of 2003 without the racial undertones. That's literally what it's gonna be. That's it. And it's gonna be even worse because of where we're at. Because back then, I don't think people said much about it. But now looking back at it, it's like, wow, this is terrible. That was terrible. Now looking at it now, it's just wow.
Triple H statement to Booker T.
Yeah. Like that. That was just. You look back at that now.
You don't beat people like me.
Yeah, you look back at that now. You're like, I can't believe he got away with saying that. Now they're not going with that here, but if he doesn't win, if Kobe doesn't win, you might as well have just put that whole thing in there. You might as well have. But we'll see.
Because New Day said people like us, you know how people like us in air quotes are in WWE.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Anthony said he's getting so heated from that he may not be on Strong Sheet this week because he'll be tips to go off on
it. Anyway, but we'll see. We'll see. But
oh my God!
Oh
my God! I like that. Come on.
What?
Somebody said, and people like us at WVPW are the top stars, citing Macho Savage and all the Savage Army, the Golden Powers. He says WVPW is very heavily favored towards the African American demographic. It's not even a lie, and I didn't even realize that.
Wow.
They said, and that's not politically correct because they earned it, every one of them.
Just like Kofi.
I mean, he's not lying. I didn't think about it that way.
Kofi earned his. That's what I think. I mean, now
you want me to tell you honestly, Isaac? You and I haven't had this discussion. Let's discuss Kofi.
Okay.
Kofi Kingston has not been built into a storyline film where he's been getting to this point for a while. You know?
Right. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Because this storyline has been literally held down because of all this bullshit with pay-per-view.
Right.
And Kofi got that opportunity because Mustafa Ali got injured.
Right. I know, and I that's fair. And I get that.
Well, I'm not done yet. I'm not done.
Okay. But
think about how they've done it. No, you don't get a shot. Anybody says no, but it says you're not. It's going to be KO.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing this thing ever since the rest of the Elimination Chamber where they saw the reaction. What if they've been pushing Kofi not getting it, which makes you, Isaac, what?
What do you mean?
You want him to get it, don't you?
Yes.
Ignoring the fact of the proper wordings, everyone who deserves it. No. Ever since he was replaced by KO in that segment. Before that and after that and now, how much more do you think you want him to get it than you did then?
More.
Instead of the traditional route of building him into it by winning those types of matches, because they would just bull rush it, not give it a year or 6 months to build into. How do you feel? How do you feel? You want him to get it more than you did.
Right.
They're making you want him to get it.
Right.
Instead of doing it where victory-wise he's earned it. They're using the rush of the confined time refrain. The angle is the fans want it, and it's going to be the moment where the fans are happy at Mania because they're building him as the guy the fans want to see.
Right.
And that, for their writing staff, normally, that's a big task. But it's SmackDown, and somebody's doing something right. And that is something I love to see. Because, Isaac, as educated of a wrestling fan as you are, you're a New Japan guy.
Yes.
We're not going to count the Impact side.
Okay.
You're a New Japan fan. You love good wrestling where wins and losses matter and point out the things that you like. Not everybody likes, but you like. But you're buying into WWE creative.
Oh, no, I'm doing it again, aren't I?
No. Think about it. For once in the fact that even after all the shit they do with Roman Reigns and over there on the Raw brand and some of the bullshit on the SmackDown brand, they're still able to hook you in a WrestleMania storyline.
Yeah.
Which means they're doing something right. A New Japan guy like you is buying into a WWE WrestleMania match.
Right.
Congratulations, my friend. You are into this, and they're doing something right. And I absolutely love how they're doing something different. Is it going to stay like this and it's going to be consistent? Oh, fuck no. They're just doing this because it's WrestleMania and Vince wants to make sure they make money.
And fill it out this time, not lie about it. Oh, there's 70,000 people here. No, they're not.
Well, usually for Mania, they usually are pretty sold out. Remember, they have a lot of casual fans that attend that shit.
That is true. And people come from all over the world to see it.
Yeah. Because they're usually casual fans. There's a lot of people that start watching at Royal Rumble and stop watching after the Raw after Mania. Just to be honest, the last like several WrestleManias, the Raw after Mania is better than Mania itself. That is true, and you know it.
No, you're right. You're right.
So, on that note, Mr. Golden Warrior, what's next?
All right. On that note, Impact. Impact tonight is pretty stacked. It's not really stacked. Well, it's kind of stacked. So Johnny Impact explains why he turned on Brian Cage last night. Also, I've been following them on Twitter. Johnny Impact, Taya Valkyrie, and Killer Cross. Well, his name is Kevin. He looks like a Kevin too. But Johnny Impact, Killer Cross, and Taya Valkyrie are a thing. They're a pseudo faction, I guess. It's I'm not mad about that. I'm not even mad, but I just see Killer Cross that turning on Johnny Impact, not because he's turning babyface, but because he wants the title. You see what I'm saying? I see that happening.
Honestly, I'm tired of every champion has to be heel in Impact.
That is literally what I was getting at too. I don't know why that's a thing. Like, who was the last face champion? Like,
the state face?
Yes, I think it was Pentagon actually.
Yeah, but he didn't really hold it that long.
But still, he was still a face. You know.
Oh, actually, I remember who the last guy who held it who was a face and stayed face.
Eddie? I was going to say Eddie. Yeah. Eddie? So Eddie, yeah. Because he won it from heel Bobby Lashley. He held it for a long time. Then he lost it back to heel Bobby Lashley.
And you know who Eddie Edwards actually pretty much mimicked?
Who?
Drew Galloway before him.
Right. Actually, you're right.
Because Drew Galloway was a face while he had the title.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Bobby was heel. I'll never forget that he what's his name? Drew went to a UFC, a mixed MMA gym waiting for Bobby, and they got into a brawl. But I remember it because Bobby was heel, and what's his name was face, and Drew was face. They got into a huge brawl in the gym. I was like, wow. So it was.
And I remember the match because Drew actually, right at the beginning of the match, ran and hit that Claymore. He just jumped up. And Bobby sold the shit out of that Claymore.
Yeah. So, but that's the one thing that happens tonight. Then the X Division title is on the line between Sami Callihan and Rick Swann. Ace Austin. Yeah, Ace Austin will be in action tonight. Willie Mack goes one-on-one with All Ego Ethan Page. Moose is going up against Trey Miguel from the Rascals, and then Eddie Edwards and Eli Drake. He's the one name I'm going to say it like that. Like, I'm not going to say the baby after Adam Cole anymore. I don't know why. I just decided not to. But I will say Eli Drake the same way. So Eddie Edwards and Eli Drake are going up against KM and Falaba in a tag team match. So,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That tag team.
Also, side note, the one thing I'm not tired of as far as feuds go, I will never get tired of an LAX Lucha Brothers match. Yeah, I said it. Everybody else can get tired of it. I'm not. I will never get tired of those tag team championship matches.
Titles or no titles?
Either.
No. Tonight, do they have the titles on the line?
Well, no, that's not tonight, though. I'm saying Conan's been trying to work to get a match. I'm pretty sure they're going to eventually get one, probably against all odds. But probably going to get more update on that, too. And then we're also probably going to get an update on how Rosemary's Detox of the Alley is going. So, probably got to get news on that, too.
I'm not saying that on the air, just so y'all know.
What happened?
You were a little bit to say it? You want me to say it?
Go ahead, buddy.
Isaac's dick gets harder with every Rosemary and Alley segment on Impact.
Yeah, you probably should have kept that to yourself.
Yeah, and the bad part is that's probably not really inaccurate.
Yeah. That's the sad part.
It's not completely accurate, but there's a lot of reality behind that one.
So Anthony thinks he's funny because Becky Lynch showed up at a Warriors game wearing a custom jersey, a custom Golden State Warriors jersey with the number 11, which, if you remember, is Klay Thompson's number. And on the back it says "the man." And somebody, Anthony, being the comedian he is, says, "I know I haven't been following basketball, but when did Klay get so much hair and change his last name to the man?" It's a picture of Becky Lynch. I am you're a comedian. That's funny right there. But that's what's going on in Impact tonight. Personally, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. But then again, you can. Anyway, so now let's wrap this thing up. So let me ask you. Let me talk to you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So let me ask you this.
No.
Donovan, what have been throughout the New Japan Cup? What have been your favorite matches so far? Personally, my favorite is I thoroughly enjoyed Yuji Nagata and Tomohiro Ishii. I enjoyed that match so much.
What matches have I enjoyed the most? Like any matches?
Yeah, any match throughout the tournament did you enjoy?
Any match where Tanahashi's in and wins.
Okay, fair.
Honestly, my favorite.
I enjoyed that match. I enjoyed Minoru Suzuki and Sonata.
Mark Fan aside, my favorite match was Naito and Bushi.
That was a good one. Speaking of which, there's something about him. It's like, I mean, other than the fact that he's gorgeous, no homo. Other than that, it's like the fact that Ibushi has this stubbornness to him. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like he wants something. You know he wants something, but he doesn't. Well, it's like you see, like for example, I was about to call it the X Division title belt. I was about to call it the X Division belt. For the never openweight title, Goto, when Ibushi beat Goto in the G1 to get a title shot at Goto, but he didn't claim it. You got to claim it. The thing about it was, Goto wanted to fight Ibushi. Everyone else wanted Ibushi to fight Goto for the title, but Ibushi didn't want it. You see what I'm saying? You see how crazy that is? That's what the situation is right now. Because right now, Ibushi and Naito, I've been watching him, and it's like wants to fight him. Naito wants to fight him, and then
that goes against his gimmick. I thought Naito didn't give a fuck either way.
He doesn't, but it's like I think it's because Naito recognized the fact that he did beat him. You know.
I always thought Naito didn't care about wins and losses. He just goes out there and does shit.
But it's like I think it's also because of the fact. Well, because you know how he gets around certain times. You know what I mean? He gets kind of picky around certain times, like Wrestle Kingdom when he won the G1. Like around G1 season, Naito gets really focused in his own way. You know. Around New Japan Cup time, he gets really focused. Not this year, but you know what I mean? Like G1 time, he gets really focused. Around the time of like when the big events coming up, like the G1 Supercard or Dominion or Wrestling Dontaku comes around, he gets really focused. You know? Or Power Struggle, like times right there. Speaking of which, Will Ospreay challenged Jeff Cobb in a title match, the never openweight title versus the Ring of Honor World Television title, winner take all at G1 Supercard. It's unclear if Jeff Cobb accepted or not, but I'm pretty sure he accepted. So,
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, because Ospreay said he's beaten Jeff Cobb before. He hit him with the Stormbreaker, so he said he wants to do it again, and I personally think he can do it. So we'll have to see.
Hey, you know what? Here's the pretext of the New Japan storyline right here. I hit you with my finisher before.
Yes.
I want to do it again.
Yes.
Let's put our titles on the line at this event.
Yes.
in the U.S., your home turf,
Yes.
so I can hit you with my finisher again.
Yes. Basically.
If you think about it, that is so shallow, but because it's such an amazing match, that's what sells the story.
Well, at the same time, I think Ospreay's on the streak of like trying to beat bigger guys. They're
actually storytelling, but God forbid, don't ask them WWE guys because they don't have any storyline.
Yeah, because I think that's what they're trying. Ospreay's trying. Not even New Japan is trying to paint Ospreay as this giant killer of sorts. Because he beat Lance Archer. He hit Lance Archer with the Stormbreaker. He beat Fale. He almost beat Okada. I don't think he's ever going to beat Okada. By the way, there's something new. Remember the old saying was death. Here are the three things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and Skrull beats Ospreay. Recently on Twitter, after the match between Ospreay and Okada in the New Japan Cup, somebody said three things that are certain: death, taxes, and Okada beating Ospreay. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So, but I think back to Ibushi. I think Ibushi, but I did watch most of the recent backstage comments. They were always like in each other's face. Naito would catch Ibushi looking at the title, and then so now it's like they're gonna have it now. Even Ibushi went backstage and said, "Look, I want the title. I want the title match." Because he doesn't like how Naito treats it, Well, granted, at least Naito isn't throwing it into the. So now at least Naito isn't throwing the title, isn't kicking it on the floor or throwing it into the steps and all that. So there's that. But now it's like.
There's that.
So now he's like, then Naito came out and said, "Look, I want to fight Ibushi. I want the match. Now the only question for New Japan is when and where." So I hope it's not at the G1 Supercard. It's probably going to be at the G1 Supercard. I don't want it to be there. I don't think it might not be there. It may be at Wrestling Dontaku, or even better, maybe it will be at Dominion. Probably it's too late for Dominion, right? So probably going to be at Wrestling Dontaku or probably Wrestling Dontaku. So we'll see. We'll see.
You never know. We might get it at Dominion.
Maybe they may drag it out to Dominion. You think?
It's possible, but I'm kind of doubting it.
Yeah. So here's the other match I thought was pretty crazy. Oh, I also enjoyed Minoru Suzuki versus Sonata. That was pretty great. So
I did not expect that to happen.
Here, let me tell you something else I didn't expect to happen. I'm not gonna lie. I did not. Maybe I really need to get out of this habit because for some reason I keep doubting Tanahashi. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why. Why do I keep doing that? Because I thought for sure, okay, not for sure, I had my doubts. Because as soon as Zack Sabre Jr. beat Ibushi, I was like, well, Ibushi's not winning the cup. And then I saw Naito lose. So I'm like, well, Naito's not winning it either. So the two people I had to pick didn't win. And I'm thinking, okay, well, who else is left? And then it's like, well, Okada's still in there. It's like, okay, that's fair. And then it's like, well, Tanahashi's in there too. It's like, yeah, but are they really going to put the title back on him? And I didn't know. So they're facing him. So when he faced Zack Sabre Jr., he got him in one of his many crazy submissions that don't have a name. And I'm thinking, okay, that's it. And then Tanahashi pulls a page out of Zack Sabre Jr.'s book and maybe some of his mentor's book where he gets that roll up and then he goes into the bridge and he got the pin like that. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Can you turn the TV down backstage or you don't have any control over that? Because that TV is really loud. Donovan?
It's Tanahashi, dude.
No, the TV is like really loud in the background.
I can't help it. I love old people.
No, I know that, but that's why I asked.
They're as deaf as they are. There's nothing I can do about that.
Okay. Well, the thing is, like, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I got it. When he got the pin, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I was thinking to myself, I got to stop doubting this guy. I have to. I have to. I don't think I've learned my lesson from the G1. I haven't. I'm not salty about it.
Reigns fan, you just can't figure out how to get behind an intricate guy like Tanahashi.
I mean, I don't know if that's how I should take. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
You should take that at face value.
Yeah.
You're used to big, muscular Samoan.
No, not even that. It's not even that. It's like I'm taking it as like when somebody is on a push, they're gonna get the push and they're gonna get the payoff.
Yeah, you're used to champions that show up once every 5 months and don't win and defend their title like twice a year.
Okay, so now you're just
hard-earned champions with great in-ring ability, really over with the crowd, and wins a lot of matches, and actually works their ass off day in, day out for a title.
Not doubting Tanahashi. Okay, I did for this match, but I'm done. All right, let it be known. Let it be known. Right now, as of this moment, 3:06 p.m. on March 22nd, 2019, it's official. I am done doubting Hiroshi Tanahashi's abilities in the ring. I'm done. I'm done. Because they haven't worked out. It hasn't. It has not worked out for me.
You shouldn't be doubting the man that put New Japan on the map. You don't. In New Japan, of all places, there is no the guy, the man.
There's the ace.
There is the title of there are plenty of kings in there. You got King Suzuki, you got King Okada, and then you've got the ace. There's only one ace, and ace trumps all kings, buddy. You can be the king of all kings, and as long as that title of ace is over your head, that you are the man that carried this company, this amazing wrestling company. You're not handed because some writer in the back likes you, but because the fans love you. You're over is how you connect, bust your ass week in, week out, suffer through injuries, and push forward and persevere and win. You earn that title. You're not a king. You don't self-dominate or self-nominate yourself or get titled as king. You're above all kings. You are the ace. Not an ace. You're not a spades of hearts of diamonds or clubs. You are the ace.
I gotta stop. Yep, I'm done. As of today, no more. This guy is not doubting Tanahashi. No more. No more. It's now. It hasn't worked out for me. It hasn't. It just hasn't. It's been a failure.
And and there's only one way Kota Ibushi is getting that world title shot that you so desperately know he needs.
Yes.
And you want to see him win.
Yes.
And that is to follow Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. That is the only way. By the way, maybe this is like an undertone, but I don't think. I think maybe it's because at the time when they were dominating at the same time, he was like, "Well, I'm heavyweight, you're junior." I don't think Okada has like the level of respect for Ibushi that warranted. Now, granted, he doesn't have any reason to, but I just see that in Okada because if you remember, in like right before at the anniversary show, I listened to him backstage, and Okada was like, "Yeah, I was just coming out there for Ospreay. I didn't care about the other guy." You know, so I just thought I'd put that in there too. That was very interesting. But yeah, you're right. If Ibushi is gonna win the world title at some point this year, maybe at Wrestle Kingdom, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it before he's gonna have to go through both Tanahashi and Okada at some point.
Well, no, he's teaming with them. I mean, Naito is the one he's going to start going through. And do I think he's going to win the title? I don't really want to predict that just yet. I want to actually see the road to first.
So, all right, so put it this way. Let me ask you this. Do you think Okada, do you think he will win the Intercontinental belt from Naito when they face off?
Honestly, yes.
So, yes. Okay. Do you think he will hold it through the G1 to Wrestle Kingdom?
Okay, no. He will win it depending on the event that it's defended. Because that title ain't leaving Naito's waist at like 10 times. I'm sorry.
Okay. So you think they're going to wait for like Dominion?
I hope.
Okay. So they drag it out to Dominion. Usually right after Dominion, the G1 is right on the corner.
What if they have a match if it's a double knockout.
Oh, or it ends in a draw, a 60-minute draw.
Yeah, I doubt they're gonna go that long.
No. You said the double knockout.
Yeah, because you've got like like Ibushi is the type of striker that he can knock you out.
Here's the other thing too.
Don't remember how really dangerous that man's kicks are.
Here's the other thing about whenever in the last few of their matches, most of the last 2 matches they had at the G1 and at the New Japan Cup, they really just love dropping each other on their heads. For some reason, I don't know why.
Well, I mean, they both are headhunters. I mean, Kamagoye and Castillo are both headhunters.
Yeah, he's even got Gloria. When he hits that high angle, it's not a suplex, it's something else. But he hits a high angle and drops you on the back of your head. Ibushi has that power bomb, which will whiplash your head off the mat. Naito's got the Frankensteiner from the top rope he likes to hit. Or the Hurricanrana.
Ibushi's got the Phoenix Splash, but that's more of a splash.
Yeah. So, and then sometimes he'll even break out a Brainbuster.
Yeah, and Ibushi's got those fucking just nasty kicks.
Nasty kicks. Not even the head kicks. The mid kicks are just horrible, and the palm strikes too. Or if he gets really aggressive, he'll ball it up and punch you in the throat, like he did to Ishii. But Ishii could take it. I mean, look at the guy.
Wait, Ishii has a throat. I still haven't found the neck on that.
No, he punched him right at the top of his sternum.
Yeah, the Adam's apple.
Yeah, 3 times. He hit him 3 times in their G1 match last year, with the closed fist.
Ishii just stands there come on!
Exactly. No, when I rewatched that match a couple days ago, I was just laughing. I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me.
I still love how fucking Kenny Omega just fucking I'm talking about their G1 match, not their title match. Kenny Omega was fucking throwing all of his weight into those knees. And he's just sitting there what's that?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
why I love this man. It's not like he has a great character. It's those little things he does are just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So it was so funny because on What Culture did a list. What Culture did a list a while ago about a week ago called Top 10 Stiffest Matches in Wrestling History. Surprisingly, that match wasn't on there. Ishii versus... I'm not even talking about Ishii Ibushi. I'm talking about Ishii Shibata in their G1 match. You remember that match?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Right from the get-go, what's his name? Shibata threw that kick, and they're just elbowing. Mind you, no elbow. Well, Ishii had an elbow pad. But what's his name? Shibata had no elbow pad, just throwing his elbow into Ishii's face. Like it's going out of style. Come on, man.
Somebody asked me a question back,
2 years ago. I really miss Shibata.
Which one would you rather do? Would you rather have Ishii under your bed and he elbows you in the face in the morning, or Shibata kicking you in your closet every morning?
I don't know.
And I asked you that question because this has been 2 years ago when I was asked this question. And do you remember what you said?
I think I said Shibata kicks, and then I think I remember. You told me prepared to have my ribs caved in.
At first, you were going to say Ishii. You didn't realize, you really weren't really that behind Ishii at the time. You were more behind Shibata.
Yeah. Speaking of Shibata, it's a shame.
Mostly because you hadn't seen many Ishii matches, or he wasn't one of the featured guys at the time.
Well, because the thing was, I was watching. I'd seen more Ishii matches than Shibata because last time I even heard of Shibata, that he was wrestling, was last year, was the 17 New Japan Cup when he won it. Like, that's the last I heard of Shibata. Then apparently I know he's running the LA dojo, the New Japan LA dojo. I know that.
I love to hear it.
Yeah. So, but here's the Final Four. The reason we titled this show Final Four because here's the Final Four. After Hiroshi Tanahashi pulled out that match, Sonata beat Colt Cabana with the skull end. Hiroshi Tanahashi got the roll up on Zack Sabre. Okada beat Ospreay with the Rainmaker, and Ishii beat Yoshihashi with the vertical drop brainbuster. So it's Ishii and Okada and Sonata, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Those matches go down tonight. The Final Four matches go down tonight. If memory serves, yep, the Final Four matches go down tonight. I think both. Yeah. Oh, let's go. Both shows are at 2 a.m.
What?
Both of the shows are at 2. Well, one of them's at 4. Tonight's show is at 4 in the morning, and the Sunday show's at 2. So also Chase Owens is going to get a shot at Chase is going to get his shot at Juice on the 24th. So yeah, Chase.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Somebody said. So does that make him the Juice Chaser?
Really? That's the best you had?
That's why I said really, because that was terrible.
Come on, do better. Whoever that is, do better. I know you have better than that. Do better. Anyway, here's what the lineup looks like. Here's what the lineup looks. Oh, by the way, Taichi challenged Ospreay for the Never Openweight challenge for the Never Openweight Championship again. After, if you remember, to even get that shot at Ibushi, Ospreay beat Taichi after because Taichi was Never Openweight champion. He lost it to Goto. Then Goto challenged Ibushi. Ibushi accepted. Ibushi won the belt. So the same night Ibushi won the belt is the same night that the number one contender was determined for it. And Ospreay had beaten Taichi for it. And so Taichi is now coming back getting vengeance on Ospreay for beating him. So here are the matches you got for tonight's show. You got Manabu Nakanishi, Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Hiroshi Tenzan. But basically a bunch of, I want to call them old heads, but I don't want to be disrespectful. You got vets, the seasoned vets on there. Then you got Yuya Uemura and Yota Tsuji, Colt Cabana, and Michael Elgin. That's the first match. Ren Narita and Shota Umino are going up against Bushi and Shingo. Toa Inare, Toru Yano, and Togi Makabe are going against Davey Boy Smith, Lance Archer, and Minoru Suzuki. Ryusuke Taguchi and Ospreay are tagging against Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. Evil and Naito are teaming up against Ibushi and Honma. No offense to Honma. I mean this with no offense. I love him. Love the guy. But is there really nobody else to tag with Ibushi against Naito? Really? I'm just saying. I ain't got no issue. I ain't got no beef with
Tomoyuki Honma?
Yeah. Like, there's nobody else to tag with him to take on Naito and Evil for this match. I ain't got no beef with it. I'm just curious. Like, seriously.
Somebody said, oh my God, Isaac is actually Hood.
Oh my God.
That's the first time they've ever heard you use any type of slang at all. You always talk all upright, professional. Well, now you know, and I got it in me. But still, I don't got any issues with that, but still. Is that the best you got? Come on. Like, you can't get somebody like Goto. I'm serious. Like, I'm sorry. I just read that, man. He's fucking teaming with Tomoyuki Honma.
How'd they spell it? It's never mind. It's just odd. It's not odd. It's just curious. I'm like, oh, it's like, do they really have nobody else? It's like, is he? They really think they got to pair him up with somebody that so he doesn't get lost, like for real. So anyway, the next match is chaos, basically chaos. Well, if you count Juice Robinson, it's basically Mikey Nichols, Yoshihashi, Hiroki Goto, and Juice Robinson against Hikuleo, Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, and Jay White. Ooh, Jay White's gonna show up.
Yay! Finally, some points for my fantasy league for him.
Yeah. Huh.
Wait,
I got thrown off by that. But if anything, I have a feeling why he's going to show up. He's going to show up and try and screw over Okada or Tanahashi. That's what I think.
Because I feel like that's really literally like the two people that are going to be in the finals.
Probably.
Because they already have a story built up for those.
Yeah. It's going to be who gets. It's probably going to be like who gets the first shot at Jay.
Sonata.
Huh?
I don't see Sonata, but that might surprise us.
Well, mind you, I was surprised. What's the name? I was surprised Tanahashi got this far. Like you said, done doubting him. No more doubting. No more doubting Tanahashi for this man.
Go away. Just go away. Let the real. Now let me talk to you. Yeah. So Tanahashi and Okada are my predictions for the final. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
The history's already there. I know New Japan's booking style, even though I've been wrong 3 times now.
I can't believe we didn't. To be honest. Hey, to be completely honest, when we were picking this, I can't believe we didn't see this coming. You saw Okada getting there and losing to Naito, but we didn't even see Tanahashi even relatively close.
Well, I didn't say Tanahashi. I said Tanahashi's going to be in where he's at now. But I thought Ibushi or Naito would do it because Okada and Tanahashi can literally go and fight him at like the mid.
They could.
Because we don't really know what the title reign length plans are. No.
Yeah. Who knows? Jay might lose it at the G1. Supercard.
G1 but New Japan booking style, there's no reason Ishii should be getting a shot.
No.
There's no reason it should be Ishii other than they just love Ishii. But I don't see them putting Ishii over Okada.
No. Although it is going to be a stiff match for Ishii.
Now, mind you, here's an interesting perspective. I predict Tanahashi Okada. You predicted. So we're both wrong again.
I predicted Naito. I got it right here. We predicted Naito and Okada. We predicted Naito.
No, not that. We've already established that. We talked about that.
Okay.
I'm talking, what if Tanahashi and Okada, we're both pretty sure that's the finals, right?
Right.
Completely in agreement.
Yes.
100%, right?
Yes.
Now, flip that upside down like we have like twice now.
Okay.
What if the finals are Ishii Sonata?
Well, if it is, then Jay's not losing at G1 Supercard.
Well, there's no way. I mean, mind you, I would love to see Sonata win.
Of course.
I'd love to see Sonata as champion.
By the way, follow up.
Or Ishii.
By the way, follow up. Do you see Jay, whoever he faces, do you think Jay is losing at the G1 Supercard?
No.
Okay. Just so we're clear.
Okay, yes.
Yes,
actually. I really do.
If it's Tanahashi or Okada, you think he's losing?
Yeah, and part of me feels like it's going to be Okada.
Okay.
Unless they're going to have Tanahashi win, then I'm totally going to 100% be behind him like he would be if this was Ibushi.
Yes, naturally. Of course.
Naturally. I mean, that's Tanahashi. And can I just say, how many people here are Rainmaker fans? I mean, I do not hear many. Everybody says they love Okada, but I have never once heard anybody say Okada's their favorite. Not once. Everybody agrees he's great. They love him. He's great, but I've never heard anybody say he's their favorite.
So you mean you've never heard an Okada? You've never heard somebody be a fan of Okada like you're a fan of Tanahashi?
No. I'm an Okada fan. You're an Okada fan.
No, I'm saying you've never heard somebody love Okada.
I've never heard anybody be an Okada mark.
No, I'm saying so would you say, so I'm saying you never heard somebody as a fan of Okada like you're a fan of Tanahashi.
Or you are of Kota Ibushi.
Right.
I mean, we're Mark fans for Ibushi and Tanahashi.
Right.
But I mean, there's a difference, like not necessarily a Mark fan as bad as James. Like, let's say we're like a Smart, where we get it, but we blindly love them to some degree. Like, I love Tanahashi blindly, but I will point out when it's wrong, when I absolutely feel that, like, as a perspective.
Oh, by the way, pause. Hang on. Side note, before we get more into this, I got to backtrack to Impact. I was going to ask, since she is with AEW, what do you think they're going to do with the storyline, with the Dark Alley storyline?
Continue it.
Okay.
AEW ain't doing shit right now, so they're still going to continue it for now.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious because I'm like, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to have a detox? Like, how do you see, since she's with, like, you think she's going to stick around Impact until they actually start doing stuff with AEW?
Yeah. I think we'll still see her, but I think this is more of a question that you should be asking James, because I think he will go more passionately in depth with the Alley side.
Okay, fair enough. I got to reach out to my Twitter folk then. All right, cool. All right, now back to what we were saying. So now that I think about it, I've never seen that either. I've never seen somebody love, like, Okada the way we respectively love Ibushi.
I'm a Tanahashi smart. I know I am. And you're a Ibushi smart. But, I've never heard of anybody I've never even heard of an Okada mark.
Either have I.
I'm sure there are some in Japan.
Oh, yeah. Like, I've always imagined how, I've imagined like an Okada mark in Japan with, like, they have like pictures of him in their house with like a replica of his robe or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's how I imagined it, but I could be wrong. By the way,
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I could see you if you were like at a wrestling show walking out in Okada robe.
Really?
Not as a wrestler, even just because the robes actually look they're very cool. They're very good. They're very good looking robes.
They do.
The facets of colors.
They do.
I'm not gonna lie. I would totally in like real life wear Hiromu's entrance gear. The pants and the jacket.
Like just out anywhere.
Yeah, because they're so very well. They're like the designs are absolutely amazing. Like you can't really say like that's a wrestling attire. No. If you wore a pair of pants and that jacket over that jacket over your shirt, it's not even recognizable as a wrestling. It just really does look cool.
Plus the hair.
It has so much design on it. Huh?
The hair, it kind of blends in with it too.
Yeah, like I love Hiromu's entrance gear. I love it. I love his tights. I love his jacket. They're just like, you can't associate that with just wrestling. Like, it's just really stylish to me.
It is. Speaking of which, last thing we're going to get to before we close out.
And I don't even wear white, but I wear that. But before that, we worked that. You asked me a question, and you got sidetracked with Impact. I said, I've never heard of an Okada fan.
Right.
I've never even heard of an Okada, like a big Okada mark. Like, is that weird that we, like, there's a lot of
It is,
fans,
because it's like we know how good he is. The guy is good. Like, you don't hold a belt for 720 days for being regular.
Well, actually, you could kind of justify you hold the belt for 720 days because your manager's the head booker.
Okay,
that's kind of why he's not his manager anymore.
Fair, but yeah, that's true. But at the same time, still, when he was champion, he was putting on great matches. Let's be real. Come on. Like,
I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, he put on the first 5-star match with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes had not had a 5-star match up until that point. And after that, we got some more 5-star matches. But my overall arguing point is that this is like one of those things. Like, I've heard a few people that don't like Okada because he's just lacking, like, personality. And at certain points he does.
Yeah.
That Okada gimmick he did for a while with the balloons, that definitely made up for that.
Yes, it did.
I loved it.
Yes, it did.
And it got to showcase his ability to work a segment or a promo. But having the hair and the toes, he was literally the golden boy. The hand selected. What?
I said disco pants.
Yeah, when he had the disco pants and no, not even the pants. Let's go with the trunks. When he had the trunks and the coat and the hair
and the chain,
the golden,
and the rain and the money, rain money.
Yeah, we're not counting that. I'm talking about his look.
Yes.
I'm talking about his aesthetics.
Okay.
He was the golden boy. He had hand-picked, hand-painted golden boy written all over that. They actually dressed him as the literal part.
Mm-hmm.
And some people couldn't get around that character. Like, he was an amazing wrestler. There's just nothing interesting about that character. We had seen that he was the most stereotypical. He was literally painted as the part. You've had hand-picked, hand-selected golden boys in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it over the years a lot, even with you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And more so James and Tori and Mitt and Danny. Who've been around longer.
Mm-hmm.
But Okada literally looked like the golden boy.
He did.
And he was dressed the part. When he took disco pants, it made it a little bit better because
it made him more believable. You know?
It made him more individual, more believable.
Yeah.
But nobody ever liked the character of the Okada thing. A lot of people complimented that it's good to see how entertaining he is. They were shocked how entertaining. Even after that, they go back to the old look, and now it's like,
because he went back because he needed to. He needed to. I'll never forget the pop he got when he at Wrestle Kingdom when he revealed the trunks. I was like, oh, they were like, oh, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, here's my thing. Not even just that. Nobody ever says Okada's a bad wrestler or he's not entertaining.
True.
Nobody. People used to complain that he had a serious lack of character. His character was actually very straightforward, generic golden boy.
Right.
And they didn't like that. It was too literal. He didn't really have like a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Just, guy that had grudge against Tanahashi. Dominant champion that will rise to the occasion, pull out and evolve as he goes to remain champion for a lengthy reign.
Right.
Because manager is head booker. I mean, that's nobody like that. But nobody now, even in the last year, nobody has had a negative thing to say about Okada except the champion too long. It's getting kind of stale, or they want somebody else because he's not facing believable opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Right around this time, he had just beaten Sonata.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just think about that if Sonata does happen to be a surprise win on Tanahashi. Sonata Okada too. A little over a year later. But anyway, fan storytelling aside, I was just thinking about my guns on Tanahashi Okada. But here's my thing. Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a good topic. Nobody says anything but good things or great things about Okada.
Mm-hmm.
Why are there no Okada fans?
I don't know. I think it's because they believe he's still missing. That's a very, very, I'd say puzzling, but it's one of those very, you can't say because I love him. He's great, but it's like,
athlete.
So what?
I like him. I love watching him in the ring. He's a great performer. He's a great athlete.
Yeah.
He does some good character work to elevate the storyline. His work with Tanahashi is just amazing. His work with other guys like Naito are just absolutely vilifying.
Like his match with Tanahashi at Wrestling Dontaku last year, like there was a point in the match where I think I forgot what he hit him with, but Tanahashi was like down and Okada was looking at him. The look on his face which says I'm better.
I fucking hate you.
Not even that. It wasn't even hate. It was like I'm better. Like, and he had that like kind of sly, like that sly smile on his face, It was like, and he was like, I'm better than you. I've surpassed you. You're not going to be able to do this. You know? And then, I mean, I even remember the build-up to the match. They were brawling backstage. In the build-up to this match.
The feud was, I fucking hate you, and I believe I'm better.
Right.
It was a good mix of hate, of animosity, and ego.
Right. Believe it or not, they both have ego. They got ego. You can fight it all you want. Both of them had ego.
Tanahashi was also playing mind games.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
I love when he ducked that Rainmaker and was sitting there doing that little kind of like cocky walk. That was amazing. Then Okada got frustrated, went at Tanahashi, ducked him, and gave him the sling blade. That was great.
Yeah. They were just working each other.
But you got to remember, Tanahashi was they've had a lot of time to work together, so they've worked together. And Naito is another one. Those guys have all worked that main event scene. So yeah, they're just done better than Tanahashi and Okada and Naito together. They're just absolutely great.
I do want to see Naito become world champion again. I do.
Yeah, because his world title reigns were never linked.
Well, the one he had, he won it at Invasion Attack after he won New Japan Cup 16. He won the New Japan Cup in 16, beat Goto for it, went to Invasion Attack. That's where Sonata debuted, won the title from Okada. Then Dominion loses it back to Okada. Okada goes back on that long reign.
Yeah, and that's the thing, New Japan is infamous for short title reigns, and really, if they went back to that, I wouldn't mind it, because you're constantly shifting the card around. It can't just be Naito, Okada, Tanahashi being the top guys, and somebody has the title, but they still feel it. Like Jay White, you look at all these posters they post. How many Jay White posters do you see?
A lot.
Tanahashi, Okada, Naito, and Ibushi posters do you see?
A lot.
Jay White hasn't even been present because he's been chilling in New Zealand.
All right, so
literally, he's been chilling in New Zealand. Their top champion, and this is a tournament for his title, and he is not. I get that they're giving him time off where they can because he loves champ, but since he's beaten Tanahashi, he hasn't even been seen. Except close to when he was going to fight Will Ospreay, and even then that was one period. They need that to me. To be honest, if they really don't have much to do with him, they need to move the title on to Okada or Tanahashi.
Because I think the reason they did is because of how Bullet Club was coming together, But yeah, I don't see him having the title a long time. I don't think he's gonna have it to Dominion. Like when a Dominion rolls around, he's not gonna have it. That's why
I almost feel like he's gonna lose it at Dominion to whoever he faces them. But to be honest, Jay White, I get it, but when Okada had it, he was defending it.
Like all the time.
He was there a lot. When Tanahashi had it, he was showing up to all the shows for the month he had it. When Kenny Omega had it, he was showing up to most of the shows, and he was going international.
Oh yeah,
appearing in other places.
He fought Phoenix. Kenny Omega fought Phoenix in a non-title match in NEW, Northeast Wrestling.
They also had a match against each other in the UK.
Oh, and an All In. Kenny fought Penna.
Yeah, but we're talking about Phoenix. He had a match in the UK. A Japanese-Canadian wrestler taking on a Lucha Libre wrestler, an international Lucha Libre wrestler in the UK, which is not even where either one of them wrestle a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And that's where they fought. That is what you call a neutral ring, my friend.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's what I mean. Jay White, appearances, close to title range shortly after for the rubber stamps. They're not doing anything with Jay White. If they're not going to do anything with him, if you're going to have him win the title for the sake of having the Bullet Club elevate, most of the focus has been on the Bullet Club itself. He doesn't need the belt.
Even more so, most of the focus has been on the Guerrillas of Destiny, more specifically.
Well, it's actually, no, if you want to get technical, most of the focus has actually been on Fale and the Guerrillas, because Fale has actually been winning most of his matches.
He has.
To be honest, next time I do Fantasy League, I'm picking Fale just for that fact.
He has been winning a lot. He really has.
Although I also feel like Sonata's been, but no, I'm not gonna disrespect you. Like, to be honest, Jay White really just, it's not. I don't blame him. He's just like, so I've had this conversation with somebody, and they made a good point. His character's kind of bland. Like, he's surrounded by the Bullet Club, which does help him, but he personally, he's not as. They're kind of booking him to be the new Kenny, and he's not as charismatic.
No, he's definitely not as athletic. Versatile. Yeah, he's not as athletic as Kenny.
And I think that's what the plans were, is to try to make him like the new Kenny.
Here's the thing. Here's the other thing. I think his in-ring is a lot to be desired. He's not. No. Don't get me wrong. New Japan style, you got to remember, he is a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Let's say he's a bad wrestler. I'm saying him in the ring.
His first Wrestle Kingdom match was against Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah.
His second Wrestle Kingdom match was against
Okada.
The Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, which he won. And his first title shot
was against Kenny.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
And then he fought Kenny later, weeks later. So.
And that Okada match was a 5-star match. And that's Jay. But you got to remember, Okada's a 5-star match factor. He can have a 5-star match with anybody. And to me, Jay White, is on the level of a Sonata.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good, but
no. He's not even very good. He's a great in-ring performer. But as far as an in-ring wrestler, he's really good. He's very, very good. He's not great.
Right.
And remember, he's still pretty young, dude. I mean,
he's like 20. He's 26.
Yeah, in New Japan, that's young. That's still young.
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
I mean, you're in a New Japan ring and you're being pushed to the moon, and you're lacking a character and you're still lacking something in the ring. And compared to the Tanahashis and Okadas and Naitos and Ibushi's, if you heard me, I said Ibushi. Take me on it. G1, he's gonna win. I'm gonna give it to that right now. G1, Naito versus Ibushi in the final.
Easy.
And Tanahashi Ibushi. I don't care. Either one, I want to see it. But point is, Jay White is a very good wrestler. No offense, but if you look at a WWE match and look at a Jay White match, much better than any of that.
Sure.
And he's actually up there in some of the NXT. Let's say Jay White. Let's put Jay White style against NXT style, because a lot of them are still wrestling their indie style. It is working really great there.
They are.
But New Japan is no. I mean, he would be okay if he was facing Juice, or even one better, if you had him fighting Naito, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But you got him feuding. You've got him holding the belt that the Ace and the Rainmaker and Naito and Kenny Omega have held. No, sir. You're not IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Intercontinental Champion? Oh, sure. Yeah, that I feel like at his current level, that's what he should be.
Jay?
Yeah, Jay. But, with the Bullet Club just shifting like they did after Wrestle Kingdom, they pulled the trigger on Jay White too soon, is what I think. And I think that's kind of created a vacuum. I don't necessarily know if that was Goto's decision or the new ownership. I feel like that's the ownership. It doesn't feel – because I feel like if Goto pulled that trigger, they would have pulled that trigger.
You're talking about Gedo?
Was right. Yeah, I don't want to say Goto. Right now I'm just trying to think my head's hurt.
Yeah.
Anyways, so go ahead and get out of here because I know you have one more thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
I wanted to talk about this. Hang on. Let me finish. I think that the trigger was pulled too soon on Jay White. Now, his win over Okada, I was okay with that. I was perfectly fine with that. It was a great match. And I would have loved to seen him develop a little more with Bullet Club and actually develop into the leader like Kenny Omega did. Because Kenny Omega was a charismatic wrestling. He was best bout machine and just a walking microphone of charisma. And I feel like Jay White could be that. I'm not going to say he's going to be Kenny Omega, wrestling-wise, but character-wise, give him some time. Let Tama work with him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tama Tonga's entertaining as fuck. Let him work. Tama's also random as hell too, but let him work with Tama. Let him work with these guys. He would have bought him as maybe like a Finn Balor type leader.
So that's the way they're running it. They're running it that way, like the old style.
Yeah, and I feel like he is on the level of a Prince Devitt. He's not on the level of an AJ Styles or Kenny Omega. No offense, Finn Balor is a great wrestler, but he is no AJ Styles or Kenny Omega. That's the fact. Finn Balor's great, but he's not absolutely amazing. Now, give Jay White some time, and he can be a great wrestler. He's a great tag team guy when they're in tag matches because he's not exposed. They should have built him further. Let him have feuded with an Ibushi, or not even Ibushi. Let him feud with, let him beat a Goto or Ishii. Then put him in the main event at Dominion against the Naito. Let him take that belt. I would have been perfectly fine with that. Let him work with Bullet Club a little more because the Bullet Club is still developing into what they want to be. You can't just say you want to be something. That I'm the good guy now, I'm a good guy. That thing was great. That was the focus right now is Bullet Club, which is what it was when Finn Balor was running. It was Bullet Club. It is very much so harkened back to its actual roots. And Jay White, yes, is a very Finn Balor-esque character, and this is probably lost on people because they're trying to push Jay like a Kenny Omega, but you're talking about a Finn Balor level guy, and a Prince Devitt level guy.
And if you think about Devitt was running Bullet Club great, but every time he would get a big title shot, he didn't succeed. Like when he would face Tanahashi for the big belts, and so to speak, or Okada.
And I feel like you didn't have to go that route because Kenny Omega had the same route. AJ did. AJ got pushed to the moon fast.
Right.
Because he had the standing already.
Right.
Jay needed to develop that and to feel like he actually belongs in Bullet Club. He still doesn't. I mean, he feels like he's Bullet Club, but he doesn't feel like Bullet Club leader.
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay because I feel like I think he feels that way because he's being, I want to say overshadowed, but mind you, who else? The OGs are still around. Tama.
The thing is, it's not even overshadowed. It just all feels like it was rushed because it was put in there. Gedo and that's the thing. Gedo in his corner would help because that's Okada's guy. That was Okada's guy.
Right.
But that you have Jado. And by the way, absolutely, positively, if you can understand my English and you listen to this, I absolutely love the face paint. That is absolutely one of the most amazing things I have ever seen aesthetically on a wrestling show. And I give that man absolute props. Your character work, your look is absolutely superb. Right now, Jado is one of my favorite characters in New Japan because he looks fucking amazing. His character work is spot on, 5 stars. Everything he's doing, I'm digging. And he doesn't need to be in the ring. To me, that guy says a great manager, like Bobby the Brain Heenan, Paul Heyman levels of manager. And I know you're like, wow, Yeah. Moving on. That's what I think about Jay White. Whoever wins this cup, let Jay White drop the title. I know you're going to be like, well, he just won it from Tanahashi. He's already had one successful defense. Let him have that. Let him lose it. Let him work back up to it over the course of the next year or two. And maybe we could get a Prince Devitt type Jay White versus Kota Ibushi.
Mm-hmm.
That's realistically, in my heart, that's what I would say. And that's my opinion. Isaac, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I took up a lot of time with the Okada subject in this, but I forgot I actually wanted to talk about this on Golden.
No, it's good. It's good, man. So, with that being said, what are your final thoughts?
Honestly, after that pretty much was my big boss. But I do have one. Stay golden, and we'll see what we can do with the Savage Army tonight. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that conversation.
So, my final thoughts are simple.
Hang on. We actually have another comment. Somebody really wants your honesty on this.
Okay.
This is not your professional opinion, Bruce. Put your professionalism down. It's personal.
Okay.
What is your honest opinion about the historian being a member of the Golden Powers? Because last week you alluded to you're not actually happy about that.
I mean, considering what has happened recently, I'm cautious about taking anybody in right now. So.
Okay, let me put it this way. I pretty much mentored him from day one. You have my word. I'm in the Golden Powers. I'm in the Golden Powers. I pushed you to the top.
Okay.
Remember, the Savage Army and your alliance, that's a personal line. All the people I brought in, Matthew Audet, Mick Carbon Fiberman, they were brought in when they were necessary, and I was okay with them being kicked out when they were no longer necessary for the goals. When the goals changed, the approach changed, they were outdated concepts, and they needed to go. I also brought in Midas. Also managed you to a Phoenix brand title shot against Jack Cripps, did I not?
You're right.
So do you not trust me as the Gedo of this faction?
No, you're right. Yeah, you made some very viable points.
And the historian is a man of the people. And he's also a vicious fighter.
All right. I'll bring him in, but I'm telling you, I'll bring him in.
As far as screwing you over, his eyes are not screwing you over. He said he joined because he's been taking constant beatdowns from the militia. He joined out of necessity. And I told him, to be a member of the Golden Powers, you need to be successful, which he is. And you need to be willing to have people's backs and them have yours, which he is. He's had my back. So I feel like that's, granted, he has the right concept. And he has the drive for gold. So.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the same reason we built a faction around the Golden Warrior, because he had a drive for gold. And he was willing to do whatever it took. He just needed the right direction to go in. And once he found that, when he was beating the unbeatable, was your drive. His historian's goal is, fight your heart out, and when your body's broken, fight some more.
Right.
Go ahead, though. You continue.
All right. My final thoughts are simple. Watch Impact tonight. It's never going to disappoint. And next week, a week from today, actually, is Rise 13 Legendary. It is a big event. It's going to have great matches on there. If you really want to see some good women's wrestling, that's telling you it's going to be worth it. The main event.
My man gang says if you want to see good wrestling, he says I watch Rise and Women of Wrestling. He says check them both out if you're a women's wrestling.
Exactly. So I'm going to check it out.
He says they're as good as Becky Lynch.
Yeah, they are. They really are. So check that out.
And necessarily that doesn't mean that Becky Lynch is not good, but that's his Becky Lynch. Isaac's Rosemary or Asuka. Obviously, my favorite women wrestler is Io Shirai. I mean, you know, they're great. Like, they're as good as any of your favorite women's wrestlers do. That's how good the products are. Check them out, please.
Yeah. So check that out, and then check that out, and then until then. So other than that, we will see you guys next week. We will see you guys tonight on Savage Report, where we will.
Card Midas wants to add a closing statement.
Go ahead, Midas.
You know, he wants to add that, as always, Golden Report is the absolute best podcast on the airwaves, weekly and on Fridays. The best New Japan coverage you can possibly get. The best one-stop shop for all things Impact, except for the Impact coverage show itself. And he says it is the absolute best spot to deliver an on-point review of hard-hitting wrestling and good wrestling and news. And he says, above all else, he says it is the only spot where that hits you just as good with the facts like that ass whooping I gave Savage King last week. I'm sorry, I love that closing. I mean, he was really on board with it. Like, thank you, Midas. We love to hear shit like that. Thank you.
So, yeah. But, yeah, tonight, tune into Impact at 4 a.m. if you're up, because I'm going to be at work. You're up. Check out the semifinals of the New Japan Cup. We'll see you guys then. So then.
Midas had a question.
Yes.
Can we please get a live stream of Dominion?
Actually, I was thinking about that, and considering the fact that, 1, it's Dominion, 2, the card is usually stacked, and 3, because I want to redeem ourselves from that debacle that was Wrestle Kingdom. Not that Wrestle Kingdom was bad, it's just that we didn't do it right. We didn't things happened, and we didn't set up right, so we're going to do it again. So, yeah. Yes, the Wrestle Kingdom live stream didn't work out. We will put that in the notes.
Isaac already said we'd try again at Dominion.
Yes.
We've already agreed to this. Yeah. We just have to figure out Isaac's work schedule.
Yeah. But yes, we will be live streaming Dominion somehow. I got lucky with Wrestle Kingdom because it was on a Sunday into Monday, and it was early in the morning. So, yeah.
And Eli actually asked if we do it, if he could join us for that.
That is something that depends. I can't guarantee.
Can't be in the background.
Yeah, it's Dominion. Like, it's gonna be. It's basically gonna be the redemption show from Wrestle Kingdom. You know.
Also, I just have to say this. I swear to God, if we get fucking Jushin Thunder Liger in that fucking cop uniform skits thing, I'm gonna lose it, man. That was hilarious.
That was
like most people didn't even remember that. Remember, you know, like before it started, we were getting a lot of those little fucking vignettes, and he was in the cop uniform going over the rules of what not to do.
Yeah. Also, this time,
Yano, like doing the things you're not supposed to do and shit.
Yeah. Also, this time it won't be from my car, because last time I watched all of Wrestle Kingdom while sitting in my car. We're probably gonna do someplace different this time. I'll figure that out later. But till then, we'll see you guys later. Peace. Abre los ojos. That means open to your eyes. Sorry. Wearing my LAJ shirt, I had to represent Naito. So, see ya.
I'll see you later.